Welcome to ETalk, where we bring you everything from LA to Elon. I'm Ashley McGettrick, joined by Caroline, Grace, and Jordan. To get us started, it's time to break down this week's hottest headlines. Now, something that I have been seeing in a lot of online sources perfectly, because it's actually this new online college. And what's happening, it's called the Minerva Project, and its creator is Ben Nelson, who Wall Street Journal called the man who would overthrow Harvard. So what it is
Harvard smart.
Yeah, right, Elon. But what it is students will video chat with their professors and go to dorms all across the world, and it's only a class of 20 people. But the catch is that the first 20 students in the first graduating class get a free education. So my question to you is, would you be willing to take a gamble with your education?
Wait, so it's all online?
Essentially, but you are traveling to these places and living in university dorms, but your professors interact with you online and they provide you feedback.
So it's the University of Phoenix, except you travel while you're doing
Except
it.
you travel to 6 countries, which is really cool. And when I first heard about this, I was like, okay, I'm not really into online classes, but it really does give people the opportunity to go to college that may not be able to afford it normally. So I think it's a really good balance.
Right, but do keep in mind that only the first graduating class gets this free education. So that's something to think about too.
Yeah, I think the travel is cool, but at the same time, I think travel is a huge luxury that you earn while you're in school. You know what I mean? Travel is something that you look forward to after you graduate. You know what I mean? I want to get a good job so that I can get a good paycheck so that I can go on these traveling vacations. I also am not a fan of online education or like all this technology in education. I think education should be rooted in these person-to-person connections, and that's how you do like the best and deepest learning. But I know that's sort of old-fashioned.
Yeah, I also think that this is something that you could, like I said before, you can just do the University of Phoenix or DeVry online and then happen to travel to 6 different countries while you're doing it, and then it's factored in there. Or if you want to travel to 5 or 7, go crazy. Like, I don't think you need to necessarily go to this specific program.
I'm not sure this is as radical as it seems.
Yeah.
It seems like it's trying to make a big deal of something that maybe not that
Okay,
cool.
So none of us are transferring anytime soon.
Yeah, but
stay right here at Elon.
So moving on a little bit from online, but not too far off. So I'm a big basketball fan. I was very excited to learn recently, within the past month or so, but it's recently become very apparent that NBA player for the Detroit Pistons, Andre Drummond, and iCarly star Jeanette McCurdy, what was the name of her character on the show? Sam. Right. They started dating. They met over social media on Instagram.
How old is she? Isn't she so young now?
She's
23, I think, or
21.
21.
And he's only 19 or 20.
Okay.
So it's young love.
Very cute.
And every Wednesday, it was Woman Crush Wednesday, and he would put a picture of her on Instagram.
They didn't know each other, though.
They didn't know each other, and Detroit, and then she's in LA, and then finally they met in person, and apparently the picture met the personality, and now they're dating, and he's what, like a 6'10" something, like powerhouse for the Detroit Pistons. Then you have little mini Sam, and so do you think that it's possible, not necessarily to do online dating, Match.com, we know that works for some people, but what about meeting someone over Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? Would you guys ever be?
I think that is
you ever be down, Caroline?
I think it's A, creepy. B, how could anyone date Sam from iCarly? She is the most annoying person I've ever seen.
Okay,
based off the show.
I'm sure she's
Her
exactly
name is
like
Jeanette.
that
Let's just get that clear. She is not Sam.
If Jeanette is anything like Sam, get out of it now. But I think that is so creepy. Women Crush Wednesday? What? I have never heard of that
Well, you have
hashtag.
Man Crush Monday, right?
I've never heard of those.
Okay, well, I'm not on Instagram.
I have an Instagram. All I know is I just got on the TBT bandwagon.
about
yesterday.
And Transformation Tuesday.
Oh, Transformation Tuesday. But I think it's a little creepy, to be honest. And I mean, can you imagine meeting somebody and being like, hey, I know this is the first time we're meeting, but you've been putting up pictures of me for
Okay,
months.
but like, look at their backgrounds. Like, if an NBA player wants to, like my Instagram, that's fine. But if like some weird kid I never spoke to who's sitting like
true. I think it depends on the
like,
person. It's definitely an individual.
I think it's the same situation.
But you know what? Another interesting iCarly dating situation, which isn't an actual dating situation, but do you guys know the brunette model in the Blurred Lines video? Who became really famous?
Yeah, the one that got really famous.
She played Gibby's girlfriend on iCarly.
Really?
Whoa. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Who knew
who knows what you can graduate
iCarly,
from?
it's the show
Who
to
knew
be on.
iCarly was such a springboard for fame? How do I sign
Gotta
up?
get on that.
I wonder if the older brother will ever get famous.
No.
The older nerdy brother.
It's done.
Remember the episode where his cell phone got stuck in his cast?
Well, I think that this story really shows just how much of a positive impact fans can have on celebrity lives. But this next story is about Miss America and Nina Davalori, who was the first Indian American Miss America person to win Miss America. And although this was a great accomplishment, it was really met with a lot of backlash on Facebook and Twitter and in the media. So it kind of begs the question what it means to be an American, or how that's perceived to the viewers.
You know what? I was like disgusted at the things that people said naturally, especially because I'm from New York. And she was Miss New York. But when you really think about it, who are these people saying these things? Like, do these people have any credibility, any sanity at all? You know what I mean? Like, why are we giving these people the time of day?
Yeah, the people that were tweeting things sound like the stupidest people. One person made a reference to her being in Al Qaeda. I mean, the comments were so ignorant. Like, it doesn't even. It makes no sense. It blows my mind.
Yeah, and it just makes the U.S. look really bad. I have, being from Belgium, I have a lot of friends that are overseas, and I'll get messages from them being like, "Is this legit? Like, are people in the U.S. saying that?" And I'm like, "No, the majority of us aren't saying these things, but it looks like that when it's all over Twitter and BuzzFeed." And you're right, it's a bunch of nobodies. We shouldn't have paid attention to it at all.
You know what? I think we're just in a time right now where racial tensions are a little bit high from recent things in the media and events and court cases. And I think that everyone has this heightened sense of political correctness and that this is offensive, which obviously that is offensive, but I think we're just noticing it so much more.
And really, you shouldn't have even given them a platform.
Right, exactly. And I think it was very ironic because she ran on the platform of diversity, so it was kind of interesting that it was met with so much
another
backlash.
Interesting thing, sort of play devil's advocate here, is I think some people really wanted to insult her and get her back because there were these alleged rumors that she had made some nasty comments, not about race or diversity, but that she had been harping on her predecessor's weight. There had been some comments made that that she had said that somebody was fat as expletive. And so I think some people who had heard about that and had sort of painted her as, this mean girl were then ready to sort of fight back with these nasty comments. So,
but I feel like talking about someone's weight is definitely much different than talking about, their race, or people were calling her like Miss 7-Eleven and things like that.
Is it though when you are an overweight person and that's something
it doesn't hurt them any less.
Right. It's no less hurtful when you're being the target of bullying.
Yeah, well, I think what I'm trying to say is that it wouldn't back an eye for an eye. It doesn't really.
Right. No. I'm not saying it's justified in any way. I'm just playing devil's advocate and saying maybe that's where some of the extreme comments are coming from.
And you know what's interesting? Actually, in France right now, they're banning child pageants. So that's just like another thing where the pageants are really coming into the limelight.
Yeah, it's disappointing that on a stage where you're supposed to show the highest quality that we can offer the world, that we're really stooping to such a low level of character, and I'm really disappointed in that.
Yeah, it's true. Well, speaking of TV shows, are you guys excited for the new fall shows coming out?
Yeah. Does anybody here watch Nashville?
Oh,
I love Nashville.
Yes. No. Okay, I really. Ironic for a TV major, don't really watch TV unless it's talk shows or the news or something. But oh my gosh, I started watching this over the summer. I just sat in my room for like 48 hours. Like my eyes were like red from just watching my computer screen the whole time. It's addicting.
Yeah.
It's absolutely addicting.
Nashville, Revenge,
it's
Scandal.
So good.
Scandal. Oh my gosh, I'm
so
so
excited
excited for
any
Scandal.
of those shows. They just don't resonate with me.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
Have you seen Scandal? Because Scandal, you cannot.
I've fallen asleep every single time someone has tried to show me Scandal.
There's a lot more substance to it than you think. Like when I saw the previews for Scandal, I was like, oh no, like another sex raunchy show. But there's a lot of mystery, drama.
I'm sick of these shows that give it away in the title. Revenge. I wonder what they're gonna get. Could it be revenge?
Well, you actually don't know. There's more to it.
I mean, it's too obvious. I miss the good old comedies. I miss 30 Rock. I'm gonna miss that. Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Now that is a classic. That is a classic. But I just the best part about fall for me is the TV shows that come back on and sort of embarrassing. That's what I look forward to the most.
Well, I'm more excited for ETalk though. Come on.
Obviously.
This season coming up. But that's about all the time we have for A Block. But when we come back, Courtney's gonna get things cooking and Grace is gonna get weird. Don't go away.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. Get Fire Adapted now. Learn simple steps at fireadapted.org.
They They say you learn something new every day, but then again, they also say that when you're cool, you're the cat's pajamas. It's a strange world, folks, so let's take a look at some of the strange news from this week. We're getting to that time of the year when roommate troubles begin to arise. Roommates are stealing your food, recording over your TV shows, and walking around naked. It's wild, but it could be worse. Roommates at a recent college found out that there was a man living in their basement. Yes, a man. He wasn't one of their roommates, he was just a homeless man that was living inside of their basement. Now, whatever your roommate troubles might be, at least you know that they're there when they're doing it. If they're walking around naked, you're aware, oh, that's Becky, I live with her. It's not like, oh my God, that's Brian, wasn't he in a cardboard box last week? Speaking of things that go bump in the night, hey, who loves clowns? Nobody. Nobody loves clowns. Which is why a small town in England is currently in a waking nightmare. There is apparently a clown that is just walking around their small town. It is called Northampton. Northampton, England, stay away, no spring break, no fall break in Northampton, England. I think this is really sad for clowns everywhere because you know that there is a parent somewhere that is like, oh, hey, what's Jimmy doing? He's a clown. Oh, like a birthday clown? No, just like a clown in town. He's just there in town. The town clown. Later on in the show, we're going to be talking about dating. But I'd like to start that conversation now with this romantic story out of Florida. A boyfriend tried to exorcise his girlfriend. No, not like exercise the demons out of his girlfriend. I wonder how this came up in conversation. Hey, Jessica, you want to come over later and we can have some dinner. I could just throw a crucifix at you. We'll see what happens. Would you like some wine? What about holy water? How crazy did she have to be for this to seem like the last resort? Like, I would like to go to couples counseling, but I'd also like to get the demons out of you. But let's end our time together on a positive note because who knows when they'll let me do this again. Williams College and Keene State University's women's rugby team just set the world record for longest rugby game. It was 24 hours long. In related news, apparently Keene State University and Williams College don't have grades or other things to do with their time than play rugby for 24 hours. Have you done anything for 24 hours? People hate themselves after they do Elon-thon, and that's dancing. Can you imagine being pummeled for 24 hours? Anyway, like I said before, it's a very strange world, and ETalk is very strange because they gave me a block to just talk to you. Have a wonderful weekend. From me and from all of us here, this is ETalk. Welcome back. I'm here with JP, and we're going to see if we here at ETalk can find him a date. So we have 3 eligible bachelorettes who are here to answer some of your questions, but before we do, let's find out a little bit more about you, JP. Sure. So why did you decide to come on ETalk today, just to meet some of these lovely ladies that we have lined up?
Well, I thought it would be fun to get to know some of these girls and see what's out there for me.
Cool. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just someone to go out and have fun with.
Just looking for a good time,
Yeah,
just a good college time, nothing too crazy.
Exactly, yes.
Is there one particular turnoff that you have, would you say?
Probably a girl who snorts loudly when she laughs, I would
Snorts
say.
loudly when
Yeah,
she laughs.
that's
It's a no-go.
That's an instant
Yeah,
ender
that
right
would be
there.
pretty weird. So we have carryover on our side set. Let's find out a little bit more about our contestants.
Thanks, Grace. I'm over here on this side with our 3 beautiful contestants for JP, who I have handpicked personally for his matches. First, we have Rachel, Jordan, and Mary. Mary, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Mary. I'm so excited to be on the show. I'm 19 and I'm from New Jersey. I'm a sophomore here at Elon, and yeah.
Jordan, what about you?
Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm from Massachusetts. I'm a business major and a sophomore at Elon, and I'm also really excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm from Chicago. I'm 19, a sophomore as well, and I'm a strategic communications major. Thank you for having me.
All right, Grace, back to you. Now that we've met all of our contestants, let's see if JP has any questions.
All right, so thank you, Carrie. JP, what is your first question? What do you want to know from these lovely ladies?
The first question is, what makes you ready for love?
That's a good question.
Wow, that is a deep question to start off with. Rachel, let's start with you. What makes you ready for love?
You know, I just feel like I'm at the time in my life. I'm about 19. I think I'm ready to find the one for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to settle down.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan, what about you?
I think I've been holding back my whole life. I haven't really let anyone really in, so I'm gonna try to be more open to boys.
Oh, that is beautiful. Now, what about you, Mary?
I really agree with Rachel and Jordan. I'm also ready to find the one. It's just nice to have someone to watch movies with and hang out.
Oh, wow, JP, you have some big answers there. What's your next question?
You know, it looks like you have some good contestants, I would say.
I would agree.
They all seem pretty ready. They look like they're ready to have a good time. So what's your next question? What's the next thing you want to know?
My next question is, what about you makes a good match for JP?
It's true. For you.
For me, exactly.
Okay, Mary, what about you? What characteristics do you have that make you a great mate for JP?
Well, I would say I'm a pretty fun girl. I like to have a good time. I don't know. I think I'm pretty understanding. So yeah.
Okay, good. Jordan, what about you?
Well, as he said, he's looking to have a good time. I think that I'm a really good time.
So you think you're a party girl, is what you're saying?
No. Well, I like to have fun, but I also like to stay in, watch movies. You know.
So you're up for anything.
I'm really an all-around.
An all-around girl.
Yes.
Whereas Mary is more of the quiet. You are more of the all-around.
Yes.
Now let's see what Rachel has to bring.
Well, since JP is a brunette and I'm a brunette, I think it's very clear that we would look great together. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty easy to get along with. I'm a surprise. I feel like it's always a surprise what we're going to be doing. So that'll be fun, yeah. I hope he chooses me.
Okay, JP, you have one more question. Let's hit him with it.
Okay, so we had some pretty interesting answers. Is hair color a factor when you think of this? You think brunette? You think that's something you'd look for?
Not really, no.
What about, are you looking for more of a homebody or more of a partier? What's...
Something in between.
Something in between.
That's a healthy balance.
Okay, cool. So what's your last question to really get a feel for these girls?
Yes, my final question is, what has held you back in your love life up to this point?
Ooh, it's deep.
Oh boy, that is a hard hitting question, ladies. Let's really think about this. Some of your inner flaws that could really, have kept you from going out this far, and how are you going to overcome that with JP?
Well, I mean, I think I have some trust issues. I don't know. It's hard to just trust someone and really have someone be loyal to you and know that they're going to be there. So that's what I have to say.
And just looking across this room at JP, I can tell that he's someone that you can trust.
Yes, I agree.
He's very nice. What about you, Jordan?
I had a really bad breakup back a long time ago, but he broke my heart and it kind of left me scarred. But now I feel like I'm just ready to open up and let another guy have another chance.
Oh, that's beautiful. I think it's been some time that has passed, it sounds like, so he's not a rebound.
No, not at all.
So you're ready for love
5
again.
years.
Oh, that's beautiful. What about you, Mary?
I don't think anything has really been holding me back per se. I guess I just haven't found, the one. So I think JP could really be that person.
These answers are absolutely touching my heart. JP has a hard decision to make. Let's see what he chooses.
All right, JP, this is going to be tough. We had some really good answers. It seems like we had some really good picks. We have to thank Carrie for that. She did a good job, but it's down to the wire. Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, this has been a really tough decision, and I've been thinking about this for the last 3 questions, but I really think I'm going to have to go with the hometown girl and contestant B.
Contestant
B, that's Jordan.
It's great to meet you.
You too.
Oh, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Oh my gosh,
Seem like we'd be a great couple. Okay.
That's all we have for our dating segment tonight, but thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next up, we're wrapping it up, the show with everything about the Emmys, so stay tuned.
You think you're just checking your messages or telling a friend you're on your way. They could be the last words you ever type. Make sure you get where you're going.
Danse, balance, suis la cadence. On devient tes hanches au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence. Dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Welcome back. There are a number of different themes going on at the Emmys this year, and here to discuss what we think of them, we have Taylor and Jordan. All right, guys, so as I said, there's a lot going on.
Yes,
we
definitely.
have a lot to talk about. So first, what do you guys think about the in memoriam sort of presentation going on, and including Corey Monteith from Glee in that?
Well, I personally am very for it. I watched the show. I was really upset when I heard that he had passed away, and especially with the whole Leah Michelle, how they were dating. It's just a very tragic story, and I think that he brought a lot of joy into the viewers' lives and really showed that, a football player could also be in Glee or a singer on Glee. So I think it's really great that they included it.
I see where you're coming from, but I'm going to add a little disclaimer here. I don't ever really watch Glee that much, and when I do, I have my own specific favorite character. But to see, he's kind of been placed in the same category as James Gandolfini and Gary David Goldberg, and these people, I guess, the reason people are so upset is they feel that they've had more fulfilling careers than Corey Monteith has, and I'm not saying that they have, but I can see where they're coming from. Because, you know, we had James Gandolfini, and he was in The Sopranos for years and years and years.
Right.
And he's kind of become that iconic, you know, Italian gangster for everyone. And not everyone would necessarily know who Corey Monteith is. And then we had Gary David Goldberg, who did Family Ties and directed Must Love Dogs. I mean, people don't always know directors, but, you know, he's just been around for so long. Like, Family Ties was back around in the 80s.
Right.
So.
I definitely see where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's like people are blaming Corey for the fact that he was included in this memoriam.
Well, I don't think that's fair.
Yes,
but
and at the same time, it's not his fault that his career was cut short.
Right.
You know, you don't know where his career could have gone, and so to say like, oh well, it's not fair because these people have this whole span of, you know, shows that they've produced and shows that they've been on.
Right.
I don't think it's that
Well,
fair.
I can definitely see both sides, and there's a lot to debate there. But what do you guys think about the nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy? I know we have a lot of great actresses in that category.
Well, you heard that I mentioned that when I did watch Glee, I had a favorite character, Jane Lynch,
Oh,
as
yeah.
Sue Sylvester, and I think that she can really take this one away. She's sassy, she's come a long way through this series, and I just feel like from what I've seen, you've seen her character develop so well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like the thing that I like about television shows is to watch a character develop. Like if they stay one static character
Right.
throughout, I don't think it's that much fun to watch them.
Right.
And I usually tend to throw those characters on the back burner, but with Jane Lynch, I feel like she kind of makes that show.
Yeah, Sue Sylvester has a lot of layers. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Like an onion.
Oh yeah.
Like an onion, quoting Shrek.
Yes.
No, I definitely see where you're coming from. I think that Jane Lynch is a great character, but I am really gunning for Julie Bowen. She is Claire on Modern Family, so she's the mom, and I just really love the type of humor that is. I think that she brings a lot of layers to what it takes to be a single mom and brings comedy to it. And I think that we've, you know, just like Sue Sylvester, we've seen her change a lot. You know, at first she was just like the stay-at-home mom that was taking care of the kids and running all over the place, and now she is, you know, trying to further her career and flip houses and things like that. So I think that they both show a lot of character progression.
And Modern Family has won a lot of Emmys, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean they do, but I feel like she's gonna take it away. Jane Lynch, she's got it.
Well, we'll have to see. That's going to be a tight race for sure. Okay, a category that I'm really interested to see about is Outstanding Host for a Reality TV Show. Who are you guys' picks for that, Taylor?
Definitely. I say Betty White, because Betty White, I feel like she's timeless. Like, she has been around so long, you know, Golden Girls, and she was on the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yeah.
I feel like she just, as old as she is, she never gets old. And especially now that she's kind of taken her career in even in more comical direction than she had before, doing Off Their Rockers, and showing that older people, they can have fun too. Because, you know, there's always this argument that an older generation isn't that much fun, and they don't understand how we are and the things that we do. And to see that she's kind of proven that wrong, I really like that about her.
It's a new role for her, hosting
It is.
reality TV. What about you, Jordan?
I am going to go with Kat Deely. I love So You Think You Can Dance.
I do too.
I think she does a really great job of connecting with the performers and the contestants.
And the audience.
And the audience.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, and just hosting a live show, that's really tough. And I think she handles it really well.
And she's gorgeous on top of that.
Yep.
So is Betty White, though.
She is. She has always been beautiful.
And then what about the 60s theme? Last question. I know we've got to wrap up, but the 60s theme is something different. What do you guys think about that for the Emmys?
Me and Taylor have very differing views on this.
I
think that it's very gaudy. I think it looks like you just walked into an acid trip. I think that all of the black and white stripes and everything like that, not my favorite.
Okay, Taylor?
I really think it's cool. It kind of reminds me of the Mad Hatter's Tea Party type thing, because you're out in the forest, you know, Cheshire Cat type thing, and the stripes are really cool looking. I think it just brings something to the table that's you don't always see. It's really different. But I mean, I think one thing we can both agree on: Neil Patrick Harris.
Yep, very
you know
excited.
what?
That's what I'm going to wrap up with.
The Emmys are going to be great. Thank you guys both for your opinions, and thank you for being here. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break, but when we come back, Emily and Kathleen talk Emmy fashion. Don't go anywhere.
Do your part. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank today.
red carpet event has its style ups and downs. I'm here with Emily to break down Emmy fashion throughout the years. Let's get started.
All right, let's take a look at our first look. Very iconic.
Yes, this is Loretta Young from 1955, and this was actually the 5th annual Emmy Awards ever. The first one was in 1949, so I guess it was the 6th. I'm sorry, my math is off. So this is the 6th one ever.
Historical.
And as you can see, the look is a lot more casual than what we're used to today.
Really, and
it really is.
It is. It's casual and it's very, it's not sexy, it's more so wholesome, and I like how she still clinched her waist with the belt.
Yes, which makes it more casual.
Right, exactly.
And it's a very, it really speaks to the era. The 50s was that kind of, like you said, wholesome time, and you can see the material is a little more casual too. It's more cotton or chevron.
The lace on top is older and a little more conservative.
I think it's a beautiful detail. I think that's kind of what dresses it up a little bit and really makes it that special Emmy look.
Right, that's a great look. And the next one is Barbra Streisand.
This is 1965, and I love the glitter that she has on. I think that it really, it's timeless. We're still wearing glitter and sequins today to these kind of events, and you can tell that it's getting a little more classy. The Emmys, they're starting to dress up a little bit.
Yes.
Exactly. But what I also noticed, speaking of glamour, is that back then, back in the 50s, they didn't have glamour shots. They weren't focused on the outfits that all the stars were wearing like they are today.
Now it's like a zoo at the red carpet.
Exactly, they give them grades. This is an A, this is a B.
Exactly.
And you get a whole full body shot. And back in the day, they didn't really have it was more, a headshot and just them with a. So I thought that was interesting.
It is, and Barbra Streisand looks stunning in that picture, from her hair to her dress. It is just
her earrings add that little touch of polish.
Exactly, the whole look looks great. So she did a good job.
And this is Dana Delaney in 1992.
The year I was born.
Me too.
Right.
I love the gloves.
So loving it.
The gloves are, they really add that extra
very much
flair.
old Hollywood.
Oh,
I love that she
absolutely.
went for that.
And I think that the color is great too.
Stunning.
The pink really brightens up her face, and it's really a color of that era. A bright kind of.
Yes, and her lipstick matches. I think she did a good job with that, and it's still. It's sexy yet classy.
Yeah, very classy, and it's more dressed out than the past 3. So, Emmys are starting to climb up there. The red carpet is a big event. So.
All right, so next one we have is a little out there. So we get into the 2000s. Sarah Jessica Parker is definitely a fashion icon, and this kind of threw it over the edge a little bit. She's kind of in that ballerina look, and she's in the mid of Sex and the City right here. So she can do this. It's
she can
something
pull it
that
off
she can
gracefully.
do.
I really think that she can. It works for her and for her, especially her character on TV.
Exactly.
But I just don't understand the
bow.
She just has this, bicep bracelet of a ribbon.
It's like a corsage.
I'm not really sure I understand that
your
part. But I think the skirt is beautiful. The feathered look. That's still. I see skirts like that nowadays.
From the beginning to now, we're starting to get a little crazy. It's starting to get more out there. People are expressing themselves. It's more open to what we can
it's more
wear.
creative. And we see a lot of creative styling choices on the red carpet nowadays. So.
Exactly. So moving on to 2009, January Jones. I love this dress.
I remember seeing this on the red carpet.
Me too.
I loved the geometric shape.
Oh my God,
Pretty.
It was gorgeous. For those of you who can't see on the top, her bodice is very cinched. It's gorgeous on her body, and it has all these shapes on it. And the colors, the detailing.
A hint of sparkle.
Yep, exactly. And it's not too crazy with the color, but the whole dress is very fashion forward.
Yeah, it really is. I want to know who designed this. I don't know.
I know. And
it looks like McQueen or something. I'm not really sure.
It does. And I was thinking Zach Posen or something. It looks very ahead of its time. And she's so classic, such a classic beauty, that she really pulls this off nicely.
Oh, she absolutely, yeah.
So on to today. I picked a 2012 one.
This is one of my favorites.
Me too.
From last year.
And I love Modern Family, so I had to pick her. And
she can wear anything. She really can.
She can wear a paper bag, and she looks stunning. But I want to pick this because, I feel like a lot of times all sparkly dresses get a bad rap. People think it's too over the top, or it looks cheesy or trashy. But she wears this with such class and grace. I think it's stunning, and it's sexy, and it's exciting. And
I love the little cutout too.
Me too.
I think that just adds that perfect amount of sultry and sex appeal that
And
otherwise
Sophia,
would be
so.
Exactly. It's so her. If it didn't have a cutout, then it wouldn't be a
wouldn't
Sophia
be her
dress. It wouldn't. Yeah, exactly.
That's just who she is.
Didn't this rip too at the?
It did.
I remember
she had a wardrobe malfunction. It did. I think it ripped up here, so she had a little trouble in that area, but she got it solved quickly, and the back of it has cut out. Yeah, exactly. And it really got a good wrap on the red carpet, which is nice. So very successful.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Until next time, this is ETalk.